task getting over. When someone done you wrong, a person that you would not ever expect to do you really badly. But the thing is that there's always time, time to recover and time to get over and move on. But there are some of those instances where you won't be able to get over it. You won't be able to move on because there will be people asking and questioning and wanting to know, you know, what happened? Why did this happen? Why it was like that? You know, old battle scars. You know, you'll wind up getting them one way or the other. That's just the way I see it. You'll wind up getting the old battle scars. And no matter how much you think that you're over it, you never are. I don't care what anyone says, because at some point, that memory is going to come back. So people can tell you, "Oh well, get over it." It's not always that simple. It's not always that simple to get over something. I mean, it may not affect you as much as it has been, but then your trust and your trust in people's character. You always have that feeling of feeling like someone's gonna do you in. You never know someone's character. You never really know anyone, their demeanor or what they're thinking or what they're doing. You just never know. And some people are very, very unpredictable. But you eventually will get over it, and then you will be thankful for what happened because these people will mold you into the person that you're supposed to be, the person that you're supposed to become, because these are karmics. These are karmic relationships, whether it be a mother, father, sister, brother, daughter, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, marriage, relationship. All of these things, they all roll in together as karmic. Karmic doesn't necessarily mean a relationship. Karmic can be business partner. It could be anything or anyone for that matter. But it's just it can be a best friend. Lessons that are being learned. These are your lessons. But watch out for those karmics with the devil energy. That's the ones you got to watch out for the devil energy. Um, but it's not easy getting over when someone has done you wrong, and especially when you're a naive person and you're not very much out there like a lot of people are, being a social butterfly and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with being a social butterfly. It's just what happens, how do people treat you, how what does it mean to them of your worth or how you are and how you feel, and what do they think about you? Are they is it giving you the same that you're giving them? Is it being reciprocated? That's the main thing you have to look for. Is because if they're not reciprocating what you're putting out, then it's not. That's a lesson that you're about to learn. But I'm thankful for the lesson that I did receive, um, because now I know how people are in the spiritual community and what I need to look for because I've experienced it already. I've experienced it already, and I know exactly, you know, what I'm looking for. So these are mistakes that will not be made again. And I don't believe in going backwards. I believe in continuing moving forward. Like I said, Holy Spirit puts you in situations that it's for the best. And for me, it was for the best. And it was good that that happened. But the thing is that, like I said in my other video, I mentioned that she asked me if I was Jesus. And I said no. But I'm quite sure she knew better. She already knew. Millions of people knew. A lot of people knew before I knew. You know, these witches and warlocks and sorcerers and voodoo priests, they know who you are because they have entities that communicate with them. You know, whether it's the adversary or not, I don't know. But I can tell you they have beings that they speak to. But here's the thing. If you're here for a purpose, and these beings don't like your purpose, whether it be a witch, warlock, sorcerer, or a voodoo priest, they will throw stumbling blocks in your way. And at that point, they will stop you from finding out exactly who you are. And especially when you're searching. If you're searching, trying to find out who you are and why you're here, and these people, they already know. Even some of them, some beings will reach out to them and tell them to stop communication. They will stop and tell them to stop communicating. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, it can be in the etheric world that they communicate with them. It can be in the, which is the astral realm. It can be the unseen, and it can be the seen. Because you never know how important your job is. You never know how important your job is until you wind up running into people that says, like what was told to me, I think I spoke too much. Or you get those that the first time they're reading for you, they will, when it comes a second time, they won't. They're going to run because somebody has contacted them, or some entity that is in the unseen has spoken with them and has warned them to not to continue. The adversary is everywhere. We're not fighting against flesh and blood, we're fighting against principalities. Is what we're fighting against. And if you have a job that's going to shake the world like I do, being the Messiah, they're going to do everything in their power to stop you, or everything in their power to stop you from finding out exactly who you are. See, the thing is they push me into finding out who I am. This is what they did. They pushed me into finding out who I am. They thought that it was going to break me, the adversary. I was being handled in the 3D physical realm, in the etheric realm, in the unseen realm. And if they didn't get me by, these witches and warlocks and sorcerers didn't get me by magic, they resort to physical. And when the physical didn't work, and the Holy Spirit put me across the room from my enemies where they can see me, and the Holy Spirit's energy is up over me, it's nothing like seeing in the etheric world. There's a house and it's full of serpents, All out on the porch deck, serpents. All out in the grass, serpents. All in the trees, hanging and falling, serpents. But all of these serpents are docile. Even a diamond copperhead, docile. You walk through them and you don't even get bit. This is in the etheric world. And even in the spirit realm, hearing, leave this earth and never return. These beings did everything they could to try to stop me from me finding out who I am, even to the point of black magic, and not just them, but there's beings that are here in the physical that are a part of these things, these occults, and these elite groups, because these beings are warning them. They let them know as soon as you touch down on Earth, as soon as the body that you're going into takes the first breath, and your spirit goes into it, these entities that's working here amongst the living, they let them know that you touch down. It's just the same as I was watching this show called Naomi. And when Naomi sent out an energy blast, guess who was alerted? The military. Some black ops type thing that was going on. Some governmental thing that was going on. There was a lot of people experimenting in the 60s and I would say 70s and late 50s. Blue Book. You have a lot of star seeds here. I don't know, a lot of people a lot of people don't know what that means, but you have a lot of people that are not from this earth, but when they touch down, these entities let them know when you touch down. And their job is to keep you from figuring out who you are. But for me, it's too late. They pushed me into going in within because they thought that they would break me by, that I would lose my mind or I would, become like the rest that are around me. But the thing is I stayed inward and the Holy Spirit was always there with me. The Holy Spirit walked me through it. The Holy Spirit was always, its energy was always there. Even those that were serpents, that were enemies, that was the adversary, they showed mercy. They showed mercy. And a lot of them, they don't. They don't show mercy. A lot of them don't show mercy. Excuse me. A lot of them, they don't show mercy. It's it's amazing how the Holy Spirit was always showing me who I was, but I didn't want to accept it. But at the same time, I didn't know because what was being shown to me, you know. When you ask the Holy Spirit for something, be careful what you ask for. here this year, 2025, I found out who I am in December 27th, 2025. I found out that I am the Messiah. So these people were trying to stop me from finding out who I was. Now I know my worth. I know what I'm valued at. And it was even at the point of being sacrificed, even at the point of a bag being put over my head. But I understand because they knew that once I found this out, that all hell on the earth is about to break loose. Those books would be open. While I was in Satan's kingdom, I sealed the 12 tribes. 2021, no one knew that this ice storm was coming. A lot of people died. No one knew that this ice storm was going to hit Texas. No one. It was nowhere on the news. Nowhere on the news that this was coming. But the instant that I sealed those 12 tribes, the very next day, I would say early in the morning, there was a vibration right here in Texas, like a shimmer, an earthquake, a thump on the earth. Some people felt it, some people didn't. Some people slept right through it, but that was a shake. And then that very next day, it was an ice storm. And that was because those 12 tribes had been sealed. Because I sealed them. And this book that they speak about, this little book in the Bible, the angel that stands upon the earth, 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in the sea, I've received that book. I've taken that book. I've eaten that book. And that book has made my stomach bitter from seeing all the things that I see in the world today. Like I have so much disgust for the things that are happening in the world today. My stomach is bitter from the things that I see, the violence that I see, the sexual things I see, the music that I hear. It's all not good. My stomach is bitter, very bitter. And how people walk around and, it's like life is nothing to them. Then I hear now they're open. The books are open. This is what the enemy didn't want to happen. But now it's too late to stop it. It's too late to stop what's about to come to this earth. And like I mentioned to you before, get your houses in order. And I meant that. There is a ship here that's docked here. And when it leaves, and you ain't got yourself in order, you haven't done your shadow work, you haven't learned how to forgive, learn how to accept, you haven't learned how to love others like you love yourself. And this is not a come to Yeshua. This is not a come to the Holy Spirit. This is not what this is. This is a shakedown. And I'm quite sure you know what that means. The last one standing. And I'm going to tell you, this world's about to get shaken up like nobody's business. Oh, and this asteroid that's coming in 2032, oh, it's hitting the earth. It's hitting the earth. guaranteed 100%. That asteroid that's passing, that it's not going to pass. It's hitting the Earth, period. Point blank. The end. So by 2028, if you ain't got your stuff together, and I'm not going to give no date specifically, but I'm giving a year, that boat's going to leave you. Your ride will be gone. So I'm telling you right now, get your houses in order. Do your forgiveness. Forgive those, even if they're not in front of you. Even if you lost contact. The Spirit, the heart, the Holy Spirit knows. The Holy Spirit knows your heart. So I'm telling you, get your houses in order. Because you will be left behind. I'm not waiting. The Holy Spirit knows who's supposed to leave and who's going to stay. And when this asteroid comes, 2032, the Holy Spirit, you better pray to the Holy Spirit that you make it through. So, you can believe or you cannot believe. That's up to you. But I know what the Holy Spirit has shown me. And I know who I am. I don't need some card reader, some mystical person, or some um, witch, warlock, or sorcerer, or some voodoo priest to tell me who I am, or some medium. I don't need that. I know who I am. The Holy Spirit told me who I am. No one else. Those were supposed to stay away from me for a reason. Those are pushed away from me for a reason, because the adversary was pushing them away from me. It's too late now. What's coming to this world is not going to be stopped. This is the Holy Spirit's will, not mine. Many of you, I reached out to you and tried to tell you who I am, but you refuse to listen to what I have to say. I didn't speak to anybody, but I've left messages on people YouTube, especially some of those that call themselves Israelites. I'm not going to say no names, but it's only one person. And even this person literally told me who I was. And this person don't even know it. When this person mentioned about the black sheep was Jesus Christ, you already know who I'm talking to. You already know I'm talking to you. When you said that in 2019, when you said things start happening in 2019, this is the time when it started happening to me. This is the time when all the demonic forces was at work and they were trying to take me out. And not only that, in the physical, the astral, and the different dimensions, and also different higher groups. Higher up groups. Groups I'm not even going to mention, but they're very high up, and they got a lot of money. But I reached out to you, but you wouldn't listen. You didn't listen to me. The one thing I'm going to say is about Israelites. What I don't understand is when you're preaching about something, why are you screaming? One person reads it, and the other person speaks it, and then the other person yells it out. Why are you yelling? There's no need to yell. And that's not to be saying it's bad what you're doing. It's just that, and you're projecting your voice. I get it. But what I'm saying is that it's quite disturbing. And I know you speak how you want to speak. You say how things how you want to say it. But there's no such thing as color. I want to just let you know that there's no such thing as color. Because we are all from one being. Where some of you are going, there's no such thing as a sex, as a race, as skin color. There's no such thing. But I'm going to leave this here. Old subscribers and new subscribers, you already know. Thank you. This message reach you. I suggest you. This is just my suggestion. Listen to what I have to say. Because it can be your ticket home. And I'm not trying to fearmonger anyone or gaslight anyone or make anyone believe anything. But I'm telling you, the ship is here, it's docked. And you only got a limited time of getting your stuff together. That's all I'm going to say about it. Messiah.